Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here, and we've returned back to Bloody Chronicles, a new cycle of wonders. And our friend Aki here is going to probably look into some things for us that we looked at in the last time. Symbols. Aki reluctantly picks up a photo of a bloody pattern and examines it.
Well, got any ideas?
I have no idea what this could be. I don't know. It looks weird.
Yeah, it definitely is weird.
Keep in mind that Deshi's body was placed right in the middle of it.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that.
Huh? She picks up the next photo.
Yikes. That looks creepy.
Yes, it is.
And the Lord said, "Behold, the man has become one of us, to know good and evil." So this is why you're so certain that it's the Phantom.
Yup.
It's because of this religious reference, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could totally tell he's talking about becoming the God Almighty that is God.
But it seems that he's making it a statement,
Oh
rather
dear.
than just a hopeful wish. It appears he's more confident this time around, too. He even added something about everlasting life here.
The guy
Oh
is
dear.
nuts, plain and simple.
Yeah, you can say that, but that's not going to get us anywhere, Akido.
No good and evil.
Did you say something, Aki?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just talking to myself.
Oh.
We hear a knock on the door.
Are we expecting someone?
Suzumi smiles as I said before getting up to answer the door. What does she have planned for us this time?
Finally! Thank you so much. Keep the change.
Ah, is that food? She faces us grinning from ear to ear.
So, who wants some Chinese food?
Yay!
That's so sweet of you to order us some food.
I won't say no to food.
Awesome, time to eat.
Eh? When did you order that? She hands each of us a bento box.
When we were in the parking lot.
Oh? She probably made the call right after I left.
Enjoy your meal, guys.
Thanks for the food. Sometime later. 48 minutes
Man, that
later.
was great.
But it was because of the background transition from day to night. Man, that was great.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Chinese food is just good.
I'm glad everyone liked it.
But I didn't say anything yet.
Sorry to break the mood, but we should get back to work now.
Yes,
Yes.
boss.
We'll go back to examining the crime scene photos. I hate to admit it, but I have no clue where to start. I look back and forth from the pattern to the text on the mirror, but nothing comes to mind. Ugh.
What's the matter, Kazuki?
Oh, it's nothing. I stare hard at the photos as I brainstorm away. There's got to be a hint. There's gotta be an encrypted message throughout all of these little scribbles Phantom has left us this time. No good and evil. Tree of life. Live forever. These should be important, but how is it related to everything else?
Hey guys, I know that we sort of discussed this earlier, but what could represent a software engineer?
Something binary, something in a computerized language. A programming language. Gosh, I hope it's not JavaScript.
You mean like a personality trait?
Yes.
All I can think of is intelligence.
Software engineer.
Or wisdom, like Kazuki mentioned earlier.
And here I thought we would be able to think better with some food in our stomach. Looks like it's not helping at all.
Yeah. Well, we already know that any item left at the crime scene is meant to represent the victim's occupation. Take Ernest's case, for example. The owl bookmark symbolizes wisdom. This is a perfect match to his occupation as teacher, because he's basically sharing wisdom by educating people.
So, we gotta think of how is a software engineer able to help mankind?
True, but I don't think it's that simple with this case.
Yes, definitely not. This one seems impossible to figure out.
I'm telling you guys, it's gotta be a computer. You know, technology and stuff.
No, it's gotta be something that is more adaptable to the common people, not just people who know how to use a computer. Like, I don't know, most of us. I can feel a migraine coming on.
Maybe it's something stored in the computer?
That seems unlikely.
Hey, the guy dealt with computers, so it's a possibility, right?
But that just seems too easy. The first thing people would check are usually laptops, computers, hard drives, etc. Why would he leave a clue there?
Perhaps it's because it's the last place we'll look.
I believe the police are looking into it at this very moment.
Akito, that's just what you try to call reverse psychology, you know. Do the thing that's most expected last.
Exactly, and they might find something.
But none of the other symbols have a hidden message or clue.
Not quite. Take the map. We know that it has to be someplace in Utna.
And the newspaper clipping actually refers to a date.
Precisely.
Okay, so what could this bloody pattern mean? It certainly doesn't resemble a computer or any technological device. The symmetrical pattern could be like a timeline where all of these different other clues are placed onto the symmetric key.
Maybe it's supposed to be a microchip,
symmetrical?
like Suzumi suggested earlier.
Ugh, I don't know. I don't think it's that.
Seems a bit far-fetched, but it is the best fit for a software engineer.
True. Still, we must not jump to any conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, Aki, I would like you to look into it. Perhaps I'll be able to discover something.
Understood. There's something primitive about the symbol, so maybe I'll start with Indian symbology first.
Hey, you're right, sis. No wonder the symbol looks so strange. This could be a symbol dated back to the primitive age.
You do realize if that's true, then your theory would be completely wrong, right?
Okay, so we have a gist of what we're looking for then. Now, what about the text on the mirror?
Mm-hmm. I've got nothing for that.
Wow, seriously? That's unlike you.
All this stuff about blank is just isn't my thing. And it's not my thing either. Kara does have a point though. I haven't been able to come up with any ideas today. What's the matter with me lately?
Okay, what about the rest of you?
I'm concerned about this tree and eternal life thing. Personally, I see it as some reference to some legend about alchemy, seeing how it's connected with immortality and such.
That's an interesting theory. I wonder if all the texts are connected to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the text in the Blind Owl book.
Oh, nice catch, sis.
Thanks for reminding us, Aki. I guess it would be impossible for all the texts to just come from one book.
Or maybe it's not. But then again, that's just Akido talking. That is me. Jeez, even Aki's been more productive than me right now.
The text on the sword is really short. It'll be impossible to figure out where that one came from.
Yes. Hopefully we'll have more luck with the text on the mirror.
I sure hope so.
It's strange how a random text can completely tell us what the Phantom is thinking.
Oh wow, that was quite a sensible
Yeah.
comment, Kazuki. You haven't said anything so reasonable in a long time.
Haha, very funny. Suzumi checks her watch.
Let's stop here for today.
Ugh, good idea. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's meet at 9 a.m. as usual. We'll think of our next step tomorrow.
Yup.
Maybe the police will be able to find another clue or something.
That would be great if they do.
Thank God the meeting's finally over. We picked up our documents and then Suzumi locks up the office. We'll stay and chat a bit.
You want me to give you a ride home, Kazuki?
Yeah, that'd be great.
What's the matter? Not feeling up to par today?
I guess you could say that.
You're probably just feeling disoriented from all the sleep you've been getting. I mean, there's hardly a time when you don't oversleep.
Wow. Everyone else nods in agreement. Why you all gang up on me today?
Hey, it's your fault.
Mine? How could it be my fault?
If you stop being late to work, then maybe we wouldn't tease you so much.
Haha. I've been arriving to work on time the past few days, you know. Suzumi simply smiles back. Ugh, just forget it. Everyone heads in a different direction, well except me. I quickly follow the Ishikawa siblings to Akido's car. Maybe it has something to do with the dream I had this morning. It never occurred to me, but I wasn't being quite myself until the others brought it up. And they were right too. I definitely wasn't at my best today. The other time I was truly focused was when I was at the crime scene. Another nightmare. Somewhere there's a shrine in the shadows where an old man prays. Until he noticed he was not alone. The other one quietly waited for the old man to finish his prayer. One last bow, and the old man got up.
Ah, what brings you here, my old friend? You seldom pay a visit these days. Ha ha.
Who is this enigmatic elderly individual? The old man smiled wearily.
I felt something. Something disturbing.
And what does disturb you?
The old man raised his hand and looked at the ceiling. as if he was trying to avoid some question instead of asking
It's
one.
been ages since the last time I felt so much anger, pain, and destruction.
That's funny, I thought you liked those things.
I'm not the man I used to be, and I no longer have the power I used to wield.
The old man looked at him, trying to find his eyes amidst the shadows under the hood.
Are you afraid of what could happen to yourself? Or is it something else?
The hooded man shuddered, but did his best to hide it from the old man.
I'm not afraid. Fear means nothing to me. But my land, my people.
Utna is your land, and the civilians there are your people.
I see. Even though your time has passed, as you often say, you still care.
Of course I do.
The old man smiled.
Heh! Even if you destroy 1,000 lives every day, I will create 1,500 more.
Well, it seems like this could be like, on the left it could be a god symbolized person, and on the right it could be the phantom symbolized person.
All hearing, I beg of you, tell me if you did hear anything about this. You are the only one who can answer my questions.
A thunderous laughter came from the old man. He smiled and walked towards the hooded man.
Ah! It's the first time in centuries someone called me that. Sadly, what you are looking for is beyond my power, because it's beyond my understanding.
Anyways, why is God wearing a polo shirt? That's what I'm thinking. The hooded man lowered his head, somewhat disappointed.
That being said, I never thought you would ever admit you were scared. What is it?
It's something... no, someone. Someone who's been lost for ages.
And when he raised his hand, the eyes burned with a blue flame.
If you were right, we should know about it, shouldn't we?
He turned around, hiding his hands behind his back. The hooded man was puzzled.
Aren't you concerned?
We both have lived long enough to know some things are unavoidable, even for us.
If you say
I
that.
know.
You should rest, my friend. You look tired. Whatever it is, it will be revealed soon.
Another crazy nightmare. The old man walked in the shadows, leaving without a trace. The hooded man remained there, still pondering his
Oh, I
words.
wish I were wrong.
I don't think that was Kazuki's nightmare, actually. It could just be an event for us to see. I feel great today, despite the fact I woke up earlier than usual. Perhaps it's because I went to bed early last night. I finished my breakfast and make myself a cup of tea, but I head back into my room. I sat down at my desk and start looking through the files. I don't really have the mental strength to brainstorm, nor the will to go through the files yesterday, but hopefully today will be different. Let's see what we have here. There are two photos of the blade pattern, one with Deshamar's body and one without. He left the body there for a reason. Does this mean Deshamar's body is part of the pattern? With his body placed there, it makes the whole pattern to look like some kind of bug. A smirk spreads on my face as I imagine a scarab beetle crawling around on the pattern. What if it really is a scarab? Scarabs are worshipped by ancient Egyptians because they're represented. I don't know what they represented, but I'm pretty sure they represent something. Something related to religion, like everything there. Yeah. I turn my computer and look up the symbolism for the scarab. In ancient Egyptian religion, the scarab was associated with a divine manifestation of the early morning sun. They were also known as the solar deity, and was associated with the rising sun in the mystical creation of the world. Scarab beetles will often roll their eggs wrapped in dung across the ground. Dung is also another word for poo, which caused Egyptians to link scarabs with that god. As a result, scarabs become a symbol of a heavenly cycle of rebirth and regeneration. Rebirth, huh? This isn't really eternal life, but regeneration could be. I dwelled on the thought for a bit and something felt off. I don't think this is what the symbol means. I pick up a photo of a mirror with text scribbled across it. I'm sure the key phrases are, One of us, knowing good and evil, tree of life, and live forever. One of us must be talking about becoming a god, knowing good and evil. Maybe it's about understanding the human soul and being able to tell if a person is good or evil. As strange as that sounds, it does make sense. After all, it is often said that God is our judge, as he knows what we did in our life. Or something like that. Tree of life. Out of all the phrases so far, this is one which piqued my interest the most. Or piqued, so. Akito mentioned that this may be related to alchemy, so I looked up Tree of Life on the net. Let's see what we have here. The concept of a Tree of Life is a widespread mytheme or archetype in the world's mythologies, related to the concept of sacred tree more generally, and hence in religious and philosophical tradition. Okay, this sounds awfully complex, but it's linked to mythologies of religion. Various trees of life are recounted in folklore, culture, and fiction, often relating to immortality. Immortality? So the Phantom thinks that this tree of life will grant him immortality. But what could it be exactly? I mean, it can't be a real tree, right? I look up what tree of life represents from different religions, and I was surprised to see a huge list. Wow, ancient Iran religions, ancient Egyptian religion, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Catholicism. It's even mentioned in Norse mythology. It's almost in every religion that exists. It'll take me more hours to read this. I really don't feel like reading it all. Suddenly I think of something. Wait a minute. I opened up the documents pertaining to the symbols and clues. An owl, square and compass, signifying Freemasonry, Themis, and the Iron Cross. Jeez, why didn't I notice this earlier? This all makes perfect sense now. Not many people know about this, but owls exist since the dawn of history. It's even been dated in the Sumerian tablet that the ancients acknowledged and worshipped an owl's wisdom. As for masonry symbols, it was stated that the origins of masonry started with the Euclid in Egypt. Themis is without a doubt an ancient Greek titaness. And the Iron Cross, well, due to the impact that religion beliefs have on the military, it seems only natural that religion symbolism are used in military decors. Countries that practice Christianity use the cross as a symbol of bravery and award them to soldiers who serve their nations. So basically, each symbol refers to a different religion: Sumerian, Egyptian, ancient Greek, and Christian, etc. This means that the text also refers to one specific type of religion, but the question is, which one? This bloody pattern on the ground also represents a symbol in religion. We'll need to figure out what religion it's referring to. Well, since the symbols are from different religions, I guess we can exclude them. But that still leaves us with plenty of questions furthermore. It would mean that this pattern isn't some kind of microchip after all. No, it has to be something that has the kind of same willpower and traits as a computer software engineer, but that kind of trait can be applied to a software engineer. I lean back in the chair and sip my tea. It's cold. I glance at my watch. Well, I guess I should get going. I wonder if anyone else has come up with something. I haven't bumped into any of them yet, so they'll probably all be waiting for me in the office. Or maybe they're not here yet. I'll walk into the office and look around. Akito's eating donuts while Carlo and Suzumi are having a discussion. I don't see Aki anywhere.
Hey, Kazuki, why are you just standing there?
Oh, I was just thinking.
Hello, Kazuki.
Hello. Hi. I head over to my desk. Akito faces me with a mouthful of donuts.
Yo, bro!
It's rude to talk while eating, Akito. Jeez, finish your food before you talk. Just look at this mess.
Wow. I'm surprised that's his messy eating habits that annoyed you. I thought you would be more bothered by what Akito said.
What do you mean?
I guess you like Akito calling you bro?
Whatever. I simply gave him an irritated wave as I settled into my seat. Anyway, where's Aki?
She went to get his tea.
Would you continue to eat while having donuts stuffed into your mouth? Seriously, stop talking with your mouth full, Akido. Akito just blanks at me in response. So, any news?
The police haven't found anything yet, if that's what you're asking.
I figured as much. Any progress on our end then?
We just showed up to work too, you know.
Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd ask.
Don't worry, if anything comes up, you'll know. Just like everyone else.
Wow.
Tell us what you found on your end, Kazuki?
Why do you think I found out something?
Oh,
I don't know. She gives me an innocent smile. Aki enters the room carrying a plate with 5 cups of hot tea.
He's ready, guys. Oh, hi, Kazuki.
Hey,
Alright, I guess we can start our meeting now.
this guy really.
Oh my god, big bro, you're still eating?
Aki hands each one of us a nice cup of hot tea. Thanks, Aki.
You're welcome.
Don't talk, Akito. Just listen to us while you finish up your donuts.
Are you able to multitask, Akido? Or would that be too much to ask? I smirk at Akido. Was there supposed to be some kind of sarcastic laugh or comment?
Alright, everyone, let's start with the bloody pattern. Does anyone have any idea what it might be or what it might be referring to?
We'll turn to Aki. This is supposed to be her area of expertise, I think.
Sorry, but I'm still researching on it. It doesn't appear to be any charm symbol or anything.
I'll hear everyone else's take on this matter first.
I also looked into some of the primitive symbology that existed in the Indian or Mayan culture, but I didn't see any symbol similar to this one.
you know, it sort of resembles the bug drawings in ancient Egypt.
Oh, good point.
What?
What's the matter, Kazuki?
Oh, it's nothing. I glance at Carlo, she returns my gaze with a smile. I guess she knows why I reacted the way I did. The two of us tends to think of the same things. I don't know if I should be joyous about it or be frightened.
Anyway, I looked into ancient Egypt drawings and found something called the scarab. And
Wow.
scarab means rebirth or regeneration.
What?
Oh, you're finally done eating, huh?
I've decided to save the rest for later.
Oh, goodness, Akito. What? You're so dirty. You eat like a kid.
Hey, I couldn't help myself, okay? Those donuts are just amazing. And they tend to melt in your hands and stuff.
Just go wash your hands and face, Akito.
Yeah.
But I want to hear more about the scarab thing.
No!
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, I'm going. Sheesh.
It's hard to believe that we're the same age. Although he has a driving license for that matter. Jeez. Oh, that reminds me. Hey, Suzumi.
Yes?
You made a bet with Akido a while back, was it? What was it?
Huh? A bet? What bet?
You made a bet with Akito?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You made a bet with my big bro?
Suzumi gives Aki a seriously look.
Okay, point taken. What was the bet?
We made a bet to have a car race with each other.
He wants to... What? You agreed to that?
I sure did.
Aki gapes at Suzumi.
Are you crazy, Suzumi? What if you guys get hurt?
Oh, don't worry, we won't be racing on the streets.
Where will you two be racing then?
The police training ground.
Yup. Ah, interesting.
Okay, so what was the deal then?
There wasn't actually any deal.
Really?
Yeah, well, he said he would do anything if he loses, so I'm going to make him clean up the toilet for the next month.
Wow.
Oh, you seem pretty sure of that already.
Suzumi only smiled.
I already feel sorry for Akito.
Huh? Is Suzumi that good?
Yep.
Wow. But you know this isn't just about driving, right, Suzumi? You also have to know stuff like heartbreaking, driving at high speed, and reverse turn maneuvers.
Yes, I know.
Aren't you scared?
No. No, why should I be? She gives Aki a confident smile.
It's just... They always say that guys are better drivers, etc.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean to say that there aren't women out there who are good drivers.
If you put it that way, it won't be a surprise when I lose, but if I win, Akito will have to deal with the consequences.
Well, that's true.
Suzumi grins back in response. She seems confident that she'll win.
Anyway, I think Akito doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
You seem confident that Suzumi will win this, Kaoru.
Of course. We hear the sound of opening door and Akido showing up.
Finally,
Sorry, I had to pee-pee as well.
Nice. PP. Oh, gosh. How old are you? 5?
Hey, I'm just trying to be nice. Anyway, what were you guys talking about? I hope you guys didn't proceed with the meeting.
No, we waited for you like patient people. Don't worry, we waited for you.
Oh, good. So where were we?
We heard about your bet with Suzumi, big bro.
Huh? Oh, you mean the race?
Yeah.
That and something else.
He quickly glanced over to Suzumi. Come to think of it, they made another bet before this. I wonder what the bet was about. It was about... it's about if Kazuki would read the terms and conditions of that piece of paper.
For a minute there, I thought Suzumi was going to forfeit from our bet.
You wish.
They shoot daggers at each other before Akito continues on. It'll be a funny sight to see. I can't wait.
Definitely. Did you guys decide on a date for the race yet?
Not yet.
I see. Anyhow, it'll be an interesting match to see.
I agree. Hey, maybe we can do a little test drive when that day comes.
You can't, sis. You don't have a driving license.
Exactly. Aki sticks out her tongue at Akito. Say, Suzumi, do you mind if I head home after the briefing is over?
Oh, speaking of that, I was actually planning on giving you guys a free day today after the briefing. We've been working non-stop for the last few days. You guys all deserve a break.
Nah.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yeah!
Thanks.
So, what were you planning to do, Kazuki?
I was just planning to visit... Okay. Oh, sorry, mate. Don't be. It's okay.
Anyhow, please continue with what you were saying, Kaoru.
Okay. As I was saying, the bloody pattern with Deshi's body resembles the scarab, which represented rebirth or regeneration in ancient Egyptian beliefs.
Are they talking about resurrection?
Yes, I believe they are. I think this miracle of rebirth is the ancient Egyptians' definition of resurrection.
Oh, that's quite similar to Christian religion, don't you guys think?
Indeed. The Egyptians and Christians have more in common than we think.
I see your point. So, you think the pattern is referring to the scarab symbol?
Although, there may be more to this than we think.
Well, I've been thinking of what the symbol might apply to a software engineer, but nothing came to mind. Nothing matches.
True. It has to be something related to religion, since he's always making some kind of religious reference.
Or maybe he just wants to confuse us.
What do you mean?
I think he didn't leave a symbol this time because he knows that we have already figured out the meanings behind these symbols. It's his 5th murder, right? He may be attempting to divert our attention elsewhere.
Everyone says that Aki in disbelief. She has a point. Is the Phantom changing his strategy?
So, you are saying that this symbol may not be connected to Deshimar in any way?
It may have still be connected to Deshimar. I just think that this symbol has more than one meaning to it, and there's a chance we may not be able to figure it out anytime soon.
Why would he withhold hints from us this time?
Although, there may be more to this than we think.
Could it be that he's close to accomplishing his main goal? The realization hits us like a ton of bricks and leaves us in shock. In other words, he may achieve his goal before we catch him, whatever that may be.
Not sure. But Aki may be right. He may have withheld from handing out clues this time.
Then that means he's changing his strategy. He purposely picked a symbol that's harder for us to decipher this time, in order to buy some time.
You think that he is actually trying to prevent us from figuring out the symbol this time?
He may be scared that we may figure out his plan before he's able to bring it to fruition.
Yeah, it sure seems that way.
Well, anyway, this is my take on the symbol.
Okay, anyone else?
I spent hours trying to find a symbol that bears any resemblance to a microchip, but I wasn't able to find anything exactly like one. I did find some drawings that were somewhat similar to the pattern, though. Take a look.
He shows us some images of microchips that have a similar pattern. I don't know. I don't think it resembles a microchip pattern at all. If anything, I still think it's related to the scarab.
Like I said, though, they're not a perfect match.
Yeah, definitely. I think they look weird and there are too many lines.
It's probably impossible to find an exact match.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially when there's a billion different microchip designs out there.
Well, maybe he didn't have time to draw the whole thing?
Yeah.
This is even more complicated than the scarab.
So what are your thoughts on this?
Do you have to say it like that, Aki? Okay. Well, So I proceed to tell them what I looked through this morning. So basically, each symbol refers to a different religion, which includes Sumerian, Egyptian, ancient Greece, and Christian.
Wow, that's really interesting. We never even thought of that.
I guess we were too focused on the hidden meanings behind the symbols. That totally slipped by us.
So you're saying that there might be a symbol reference to one of the religions?
It seems to be the case.
Exactly.
Alright. This also means that none of our theories are correct.
She's right. That means none of our theories were on point. We were wrong. Jeez, what a way to kill our mood and motivation. Okay, so it can't be Scarab because we already have something else related to Egyptian religion. And there's nothing like a microchip in any of the religions, so...
Basically, we got nothing. Zilch.
My point is that we don't need to think too much about it as it is not our concern.
Yeah, but we had 2 options to check, and now we have...
That's not what I meant. My point is, we shouldn't dwell on it too much, we just have to investigate a little more. I try to cheer myself up.
So we are going back to the beginning. We need to check this pattern and that message on the mirror.
We have to look into every single religion. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
I know how hard it's going to be, but crying over it isn't going to make things easier for us.
Kazuki's right. But where do we go from here?
I was thinking about paying a visit to Dashimaru's workplace. Hopefully we'll be able to get a tip or a lead from his colleagues or something. And who knows, maybe someone will know what this pattern means.
Wait, you think this pattern may be related to his work?
I'm not sure, but it's possible.
Indeed.
After all, we all agree that the cases have something to do with the victim's profession, right?
Well, yeah.
It's true that this pattern may be linked to some religion. There's no question about it. It's also possible that this pattern has several other meanings to it. And maybe one of his colleagues would know what those meanings are.
Oh, you mean like swastika symbol used by the Nazis?
Yeah. We all turn to Dr. Akito in Aki in confusion.
Let me explain it. The swastika symbol is generally associated with the Nazis, but it didn't start out as a negative symbol. Not many people know this, but it actually came from Hinduism. It is actually the symbol of auspiciousness.
Well, I guess Aki really does know his stuff. I look at everyone else, they're just as stunned as I am.
What?
Nothing. We're just surprised. That's all. I had no idea he knew about the Nazi symbol to that extent.
Yes. Still, that was an excellent example, Aki.
Well done.
Oh, well done.
I'm surprised you knew that too. Where'd you learn that from?
I don't remember where. I read about it from somewhere.
I told you guys that my sis is an expert in symbology and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I can't say the same for you though.
Hey!
Alright, that's enough with the bloody pattern.
Yeah,
Unless,
literally.
of course, anyone has something to say about it.
We'll exchange looks at each other and none of us says anything.
Okay then, let's move on to the next clue. The text on the mirror. Any ideas, anyone?
I've got nothing, sorry. I've been busy trying to find a meaning for the pattern that I completely forgot about this one.
That's okay, Aki. Anyone else?
I still think it has something to do with alchemy. This tree of life must be connected to the idea of immortality, though this is just my speculation at this point. I don't have any proof to back up this theory yet.
Yeah, I think there may be something there too.
Suzumi looks to Karu and I guess that's our cue to provide some feedback.
In my opinion, this is a harbinger of something. Judging by what we have gathered from all of the Phantom's previous cases thus far, I say this is the Phantom's way of stating that he is close to achieving his goal. We pretty much guessed this earlier, and unfortunately, we may be right about this.
That's what I was afraid of.
Are you sure about that, Kaoru? What makes you so sure?
One of the hints here is definitely a reference to God. We already know that he's trying to become or surpass a god. We just don't know how he's going to do that.
True. Maybe the 2 previous texts were just some kind of warning for us, to tell us to be prepared for it.
Those are my thoughts exactly.
I guess that makes sense. But what about the part about knowing good and evil, and tree of life?
Well, it's as people say, God can tell whether a person is good or evil just by looking at his or her soul.
So he really thinks he will be able to do that? But what's the use of that? I mean, he's murdering people for God's sake. And the
No.
victims so far have all been innocent bystanders. How does murdering people allow him to know who's good or evil?
I don't know. I guess that's something we have to figure out. None of us think it's possible for a human to become a god anyways.
What we think is irrelevant right now. We need to think like the Phantom, that way we can predict what he's trying to do.
I know, you've got to think like the murderer to know what the murderer's going to do. Of course, reverse psychology. Yeah, you're right.
So there's no hidden meaning behind this text at all? There's no hint as to what the Phantom is going to do next?
Well,
Maybe some sort of message.
but it's not the kind of message that we're hoping for. It's not going to help us in any way.
Yes.
Or so he thinks.
So there's no point in deciphering the text in?
I wouldn't say that.
Exactly. Hmm?
He thinks he can become a god, right? And maybe this text will tell us how he's going to accomplish it.
Yeah.
You mean like a treasure map?
That's quite an odd comparison, Akito, but
Yes. Akito smiles
You
proudly.
could be right, Suzumi. If the Phantom really is close to reaching his goal, then this means...
That there really is a way to become a god?
Or so he thinks.
So we should figure out how a person can become a god. Is that what you're saying?
Precisely. And since we know his actions are guided by religious notions, then there should be a legend or myth out there that talks about how humans can become a god.
so in other words, this text is simply a clue, and nothing else. In the meantime, we need to figure out what is going to happen next.
Yes.
And those symbols the Phantom's leaving at the crime scenes are probably connected to it.
So once we find this god legend, we'll be able to understand what the symbols truly mean.
Predict who his next victim will be.
So for now, we have two options. We can either find out what these symbols mean and which religion they are linked to, or we can try to find this god legend, as Kazuki likes to call it.
Kazuki has yet to mention about his nightmares. And I think the nightmares have some sort of relevance to this or something further along down the line.
Looks like it.
Both of them seem hard to tackle. It's not going to be easy.
None of the Phantom cases have been easy.
So everything turned out exactly as Kaudu said.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaudu mentioned before that there would be a text reference to God in the next murder scene. She totally got that right.
Oh right, she did say that.
Anywho, it looks like he hasn't deviated from his plan.
So what do you think will be at the next murder scene?
Like-
Possibly a riddle.
And a riddle, or some text saying he's even closer, like an ascension or something.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
A riddle?
There'll be a riddle at the next crime?
What kind of riddle?
Sheesh.
Let's backtrack for a minute here.
Yeah.
The map of Yutna for Li Sheng's murder case, and the newspaper clipping in Macho Genichi's. These are two pieces of evidence we have yet to figure out. They must have been placed there for a reason, right?
Oh yeah. Gosh, this is getting way too complex.
Way too complicated for our little heads.
Yes, there must be a reason. A purpose.
Yeah, but what could it be?
Additionally, at every other crime scene, there's always a clue that doesn't fit in with the other clues. So I suspect that the same thing is going to happen at the next murder scene.
Exactly. Unless we figure out what he's planning first. Then we'll be able to prevent his next murder from happening.
That'd be great, but it doesn't look like we're anywhere close to solving this.
Hooey. It's sad, but true.
Sorry to bring down the mood, guys, but there's another thing we have yet to tackle. Figuring out who that mysterious policeman may be.
Yeah. Oh, geez, I totally forgot about that.
Damn! Yeah, I forgot about that.
With all the stuff we have to handle, it'll be nice if we had more manpower to help us out.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Aki.
Anyway, don't think too much about it. Let's focus on what we can do for now.
I guess you're right.
Suzumi pauses to glance at her watch.
Goodness, it's already 2 p.m.? Well, I guess that's it for crime scene clues. Everyone here has already spoken their thoughts on them, right?
Yeah.
Yep, looks like it.
So what now?
Aki, I want you to continue your research on the bloody pattern. Maybe you'll be able to find a similar symbol somewhere. It would be great if you could find the connection with the other symbols as well.
Yep.
Alright.
Akito, try to find out if those texts have any other meaning to them. Particularly the part about the Tree of Life.
Yep.
You've made some excellent points earlier. There may be a connection to alchemy after all. Who knows, right? We may get lucky with this one.
Okay, leave it to me.
Kaoru, I want you to look into myths and legends. See if you can find anything about becoming a god.
Alright. It might take a while, though.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, Akito will help you out with that after he's done with his share of the investigation.
What about me?
You're coming with me.
What?
You're going to help me interrogate some of his colleagues.
Okay, she smiles at me. Oh yeah, right. Well, at least I'm not working with Akito this time.
Alright, I think that's all for today. Meeting's adjourned. You're all free to go.
The only time we've been somewhere with Suzumi alone was that restaurant. Nice, I'll have some time to get flowers from... Okay.
I'll pick you
Yikes.
up at 9 a.m. tomorrow, Kazuki.
Ah, okay. See you all tomorrow. We'll go our separate ways. I think I'll take a path through the parks today. I'll also buy some flowers on the way. Yeah, I'll do that. I have plenty of time, so there's no need to rush. Might as well enjoy the park scenery while I'm at it. But there's something that bothers me. And what is that? Asked a voice in my subconsciousness. Why would a phantom want to become a god anyway? Isn't it obvious? It's because he seeks power. I'm aware of that, but power for what exactly? What do you mean? Well, let's say you do get that power and you're able to do whatever you want. You'll get bored, wouldn't you? I mean, there's no excitement in doing anything. Nothing requires any effort, and you don't even break a sweat. Where's the fun in that? It depends what you're planning to do with that power anyways. Furthermore, there are certain things in life that humans just won't be able to achieve no matter how much they try. That's where more power of a god comes into play. Yeah, but so why did he want that power? What does he need it for? Don't ask me. You do realise that you're talking to yourself, right? Yeah, I know. Aren't you interested? In what, becoming a god? No, I mean having special powers. No. Really? You never dreamed about having the ability to talk to animals? What an odd dream to have. Can I have the ability to talk to animals? I can understand what they're trying to say to me. I can translate animal noises into English. Jeez weps. How about the ability to fly? I think I really need to hang out with people more. I feel like I'm getting crazier by the minute. Well, I'm finally visiting their graves. I brought a few people's freesias as... Okay. A purple freesias. This is her favourite flower. Hi, parents. I'll lay the flowers down onto the... Okay. So, I haven't visited you guys in a while. I've been busy. It's a terrible excuse, I know. But anyhow, here I am. I'm doing good so far. There hasn't been anything new these past few days. I'm still working at Igrasil, and I think I'm starting to like my colleagues. Actually, I know it's shocking, isn't it? Anyway, we're working on this really crazy case right now, and it just makes me... Sometimes I feel I miss you guys. Coming here is always hard for me. It just doesn't get any easier, despite the fact that it's already been a year. But I don't want my parents to see me like this. I want them to know that despite all the hardships I had to go through, I will go on living. I will live the life they always wanted for me, and I will live every moment to its fullest. I think this phantom guy has started to have some kind of mental breakdown or something. I don't know what he's thinking. In my opinion, he is just plain twisted and evil. I start telling them about how our investigations are going so far. I pretend like they're sitting right there, taking in every word, as they smile back at me with pride. So we're in a bit of pickle row, to say the least, but there is good news. It can't get any worse than this, right? Yeah, I know. This is nothing to be laughing about, but don't you guys worry. We'll find something soon. I hope. I'll be working with Suzumi tomorrow, so maybe we'll have better luck this time? Anyway, so I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I've never been very religious, and they never forced me to follow any religion out there. They only told me the basic rules of every religion, but every religion has a god, and this god may go by different names. So I just wish that they are happy wherever they are. I should get going now. I promise I'll visit you guys again soon. Bye. Okay. There's another sight to behold here. I turn my back to their graves and start walking. Just when I notice a girl standing near a grave not far from my parents' grave. Okay, she seems to be around my age. Oh, she does. Okay. It must have been not too long ago, because This section of a graveyard is new. I take a quick peek at the name engraved on the stone as I walk by. What? Shock consumes me the minute I see the name. It says Li Jian. Is he the same Li Jian who was murdered by the Phantom? I froze on the spot. What are you doing, Kazuki? Why aren't you moving? You want to ask if her father was the Phantom's victim, don't you? Well, go and ask her. Are you crazy? She came here to pay her respects to her late father. It's already hard enough for her, and you want to walk up to her and ask if it was the Phantom who killed her father. That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. I'm in a bind here, so what should I do? Should I ask her or not? After a few seconds of deliberation, I suddenly remember that Li Jian didn't have any family. Plus, he wasn't born from Utna, so if that's the case, then who's the girl? I study her. I could tell that she's not from here either. Her white hair is really eye-catching too. It's not uncommon to see people dye their hair platinum, but her hair is really white. She's probably a foreigner. But what's her relation to Li Jian? The girl finishes her bow and turns around to face me.
Is there something I can help you with?
Nope. Sorry, what?
You seem awfully shocked to see me here. Is there a reason for that?
Oh, it's...
Did you know Lee?
Jeez, this girl doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, I mean, I never met him in person, but I have heard of him.
So you heard that he was murdered by the Phantom as well?
She's awfully straightforward, this girl. Yes, I do.
I see. I suppose you weren't expecting to see anyone visiting his grave.
I'm pretty shocked. Actually, from what I know, Li Jian doesn't have a family. Pretty shocked. Why did I say that?
How did you know that Lee didn't have any family?
My mind instantly goes blank. I struggle to get the words out. I mean, I'm working for Igrasil. I'm actually
I know who you are.
Chills suddenly run up my spine. This girl is starting to creep me out.
The police in Igrasil are hopeless in my opinion. You have all this evidence and yet you still aren't able to catch my uncle's killer.
He's her uncle? Hey, I wouldn't say we're hopeless. It's just we're...
Oh? So you guys have a suspect in mind then?
Well, no. No one has found him yet. The perpetrator is really skilled. He's like a ghost. She just stares at me in silence as I ramble on. It's hard to read her. I wonder what she's thinking right now. In fact, I wonder if she's ever listening to me right now. Even listening. You have any information that can help us catch this guy?
Don't bother.
Wow. Huh? She starts walking away.
I will catch the perpetrator myself.
She disappears from sight. I remain rooted in the spot. This encounter has rendered me speechless. After a while I managed to snap out of my shock. Well, it could be worse, right? I start walking home. I wonder if I'll bump into this girl again. Well, she seems to have a portrait, so she is likely a main character. I'm not going to lie. She's a force to be reckoned with. But more importantly, I wonder if she knows something we don't. Oh, it's nighttime already? Oh, jeez. Jeezy whiz. Nightmare? Ah! Gosh, I feel so wasted. I smiled to myself. After a while, I got up and went to make myself some small breakfast. Some small breakfast. Okay. So today we'll be visiting Dashima's workplace, where we want to ask his colleagues about the pattern and such. Well, everyone knows what this pattern means. Huh? Is it already 9 AM? I check my phone and see that it's Suzumi. Hey, what's up? It's not 9 AM yet, you know.
Hi. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to know if you were up yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm awake. Why'd you ask?
I have to go to the police station first.
Why?
I want to let General Koya know that we'll be cross-examining some police officers.
What? Don't you mean interrogate? We need to find out where they were at the time of the murder, right? He won't be happy to hear the news.
Yes, most likely he won't. Still, it's better to inform him about it before we proceed any further.
Good point. So, do you want me to come along with you to talk to him?
You don't have to. I just wanted to pick you up now, so I don't have to make another trip, you know?
Of course. Yeah, sure. I'll be ready in 5 minutes.
Okay, see you soon.
Yeah. Usually it's Akito picking us up, but this time it's Suzumi. A few minutes later, Suzumi and I head into the police station. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Suzumi bursts out.
I miss the good old days, when we were just handling cases like police corruption and robberies.
Yeah? The strange encounter of that girl pops into my head. Should I tell Suzumi about her?
Is something wrong?
No, nothing. I was just thinking about what you said.
It feels like years ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I barely remember about anything else except the time when I joined Igrasil. Suzumi looks at me. She looks a little taken by my comment. Anyhow, it's the truth. I really had a hard time back then. I went through some experiences I don't even want to recall, even to this day.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
She smiles reassuringly at me.
And neither are the others. At least for now, anyway, so I guess you're stuck with us.
I don't know how she does it. For some reason, she always knows what to say to me. She always knows how to make me feel at ease. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I smile back at her.
Hey! Okay, so do you want to come?
Yeah, we'll go. I don't see the problem of going in and visiting our wonderful friend General Koya. Good, there's no questions there. I'll go. I'll come along. To meet Koya? Absolutely, I'm always ecstatic to meet the enigmatic Koya. Hey, I think I mentioned that it was enigmatic in a previous episode.
Yeah, he's a tough guy to figure out.
We get out of the car and enter the precinct.
Hey, Suzumi.
Is this guy always on duty?
Hi, Jasper. Is General Koya in his office?
Yeah. I think I saw him heading towards his office while carrying a stack of files earlier.
Oh, I see. Could you give him a call and see if he's available to talk to us? We'll only need a minute of his time.
Sure. Wait for a sec.
A stack of files, huh? I wonder if they found anything. Hey, Suzumi. Has Michiko contacted you recently?
No? Why?
I was just wondering if the police discovered anything.
Well, seeing how busy we've been on our side of the investigation, I'm not surprised they haven't been able to give us any updates on their progress.
I wonder what's holding them up.
They've probably got a lot on their plate right now.
True. Hopefully we'll be able to find something.
Hopefully.
General Koya said that you may enter.
Thank you.
No problem.
And so we head directly to Koya's office.
Welcome, you two. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
We sit in front of a general.
So, what brings you here?
This is not going to be easy to say, but we want to interrogate some of your police officers.
Koya crosses his arms.
Why is that?
We believe that a police officer may be involved in the murders.
He stares at us for a few minutes.
You said maybe. Does this mean you're not 100% certain about this yet?
That's correct.
We got information which indicates a phantom may be linked to the police.
Interesting. This is because there are no traces of break-ins in any of the murder cases up to this point.
I'm a bit taken aback. It's as if he was aware of this fact for some time now. How does he do it?
Yes.
If that's the case, then it's possible that it's someone from Igrasil, not the police.
I curl my hands into a fist. The hell, is he suspecting us?
Of course. That's a plausible assumption.
What? I glance at Suzumi.
So I'm sure you understand why we ended with the deductions that we did. And why we feel a need to interrogate some of your officers.
Koya stares at us hard, then he lets out a sigh.
Yeah, I understand completely. To tell you the truth, I've been thinking about that too for some time now. I just didn't want to create any panic. People are already scared to death about the Phantom.
Yeah.
If we were to announce that he might be working within the police force or any other similar fields...
Yeah, it's not good for the public. Not at all. Keep this information concealed and locked tight.
It would bring chaos.
Indeed.
Well, sometimes I forget just how good of a detective Suzumi is.
So, what's your plan?
We actually narrowed our list down to 3 suspects. We would like to take a look at their work schedules. That way we can compare the time with which the murders took place.
You said 4 suspects. One of them is General Koya.
We won't interrogate them unless it's deemed absolutely necessary. And if we do, we will not inform them of what the interrogation is regarding.
That's a well thought out plan you got there.
I hope you don't mind me asking this, but aren't you worried about letting Igrasil interrogate your men? What if they get suspicious about it?
The thought has crossed my mind, but this is the better alternative. If we handled the interrogation ourselves, rumors will spread and people will find out. However, if you guys were to
No one would know, right?
investigate them privately, then no one would find out about this.
Yes, this is what we had in mind as well.
Very well then. Please proceed.
Thank you for your time, Jin and Koya.
Suzumi stands up and shakes hands with Koya.
You're welcome. You guys are always welcome here.
Thank you. Since we're here, I might as well ask, have the police found any new clues for the Phantom case?
Well, we know that there is some kind of pattern present, but we haven't figured out what it is yet. As for Deshimaru's case, we don't have anything yet.
Pattern? Does he mean the symbols at the crime scene?
I'm sure Michiko will tell you guys the details later. She'll contact Igrasil soon.
Nice. I'm pretty sure Akito would be delighted.
Thank you. We'll be sure to share our progress details with her too.
Koya simply smiles in response. We say goodbye and head back to Suzumi's car. So what now? Shall we head directly to Dashimaru's workplace now? Unless you have somewhere else you want to go?
No, it's fine. We can go to his workplace right now.
So you're saying no, it's fine. So does that mean you have somewhere else that you want to go? Alright. And so we head towards Dashimaru's workplace. What does his company do anyway?
I believe Deshimaru's company develops software for trading systems or something like that. It's a pretty big company too.
It's a pretty big one. And I guess he was a real brainiac, huh?
Brainiac?
Yeah, you know, like a really smart person.
Do me a favor and let me do the talking when we get there, okay?
Did I just say something wrong? Yeah, you said nerd. Can't you just symbolize it down to saying something like an individual or a person, rather than giving people self-proclaimed titles? So who will we be speaking to?
Someone from the head of Dashi's department will be right down to talk with us.
Alright,
Maybe we'll get lucky this time and actually get some valuable tips.
we'll see. Should we go through the questions before they arrive? I'm pretty sure we won't have much time to ask them, so we want to be very specific.
That's true. Oh well, we can rule out any questions concerning his work, because I don't think it's relevant to this case.
Yeah, good point.
What? Do you have an idea?
Not really. Just a bunch of useless thoughts.
We're not doing so good here, are we?
Yeah. The head of the department finally arrives 5 minutes later.
Sorry to keep you waiting. My name is Dustin Evans. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Suzumi Misao, and he's my colleague, Kazuki Koyama. It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Dustin smiles as we shake hands with each other.
So, how may I help you?
We're currently investigating Dashimaru's murder. I believe he worked for your department.
Oh, yes, he was a bright young man. Intelligent and extremely talented.
Do you have any idea on who may have wanted to kill Dashi?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. He didn't seem like he was in any trouble or anything.
Of course, that's typically the case of all the victims. They all seem to lead ordinary, normal lives. You may never know where you were actually targeted by someone until it's too late.
I see. Did Dashi ever mention anything outside of work? Perhaps he had a side project that he was working on? Did you ever notice anything unusual?
We did talk occasionally, but it was never about our private lives. It was usually work-related.
Maybe his friends or colleagues may have had a clue as to what he was working on. Or maybe he has plans to meet someone on the day of his murder.
You might want to speak with Nathan Griffin then. He was a good friend of Deshi's. Maybe he'll know something.
Is Nathan Griffin here?
Yes, if you want. I can give him a call and tell him to have a talk with you guys.
That would be great. That would be thoroughly appreciated, thank you.
If it's not too much trouble, thanks.
Suzumi scowls at me. Sheesh.
No problem at all. Is there anything else you need?
Yes.
Yes.
She takes up a drawing of a symbol from her purse and hands it to him.
Do you recognize this symbol by any chance?
Sorry, I don't.
I glance at Suzumi, she looks disappointed.
Oh, alright. Could you do us a favor and check and see if anyone knows anything about this symbol?
Of course. But if you don't mind me asking, why are you so certain that someone here may have any details about this symbol?
We believe a symbol is connected to whatever Dashimaru was working on.
It's connected to his work.
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have any expertise in software engineering, so we don't have a clue as to what this symbol may
I
represent.
see. If I may say so, it doesn't seem to look like anything that we do here, so...
Yes, we're fully aware of that. Regardless, we're just grateful for your help.
You're most welcome. Any other questions?
What makes a software engineer, would you say?
What do you mean by that?
I know it's a stupid question to ask here, but what are the characteristics or qualities of a software engineer? Something like, the strongest quality that is often mentioned by people whenever they talk about software engineers. Suzumi shoots me an appreciative glance as to say, great job. I know I'm amazing, aren't I?
Oh! Well, that's a deep question. Let's see. Well, I think most people would categorize us in the knowledge spectrum of things. In our line of work, our strongest point would be our knowledge.
Bingo. But then again, we already have wisdom. Is that the same as knowledge? If you have different words for a different variation of the same meaning, then it would not be the same. It would just be a variant.
Doesn't knowledge and wisdom mean the same thing, though?
A lot of people seem to think so. However, the truth is quite the contrary. You see, knowledge exists when there is wisdom. You can't have it the other way around.
You're just saying that wisdom doesn't exist when there is knowledge. You can't? Why is that?
Wisdom is the ability to make correct judgments and decisions, such as deciphering the truth and knowing the difference between right and wrong.
Ooh.
It is an intangible quality gained through our experiences in life. Knowledge, on the other hand, is information gathered by our consciousness. And this may be information gained through experience or education. Knowledge also plays a role in one's practical understanding of a subject, and how they would use that ability to achieve a purpose in life.
Nice to hear. Oh yeah, he makes it sound so simple. Like it was some common knowledge or something. Oh, okay. I mutter the only thing I was only response I could think of.
I see. Thank you very much for your input, Dustin. We really appreciate it.
Dustin smiles.
Again, you're very welcome. Well, I should probably get Nathan to come down here. I know you guys would like to have a talk with him, too.
Yes, thank you. We watch Dustin leave. There's a moment of silence between Suzumi speaks.
So, what do you think, Kazuki?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Do you think knowledge is the answer we're searching for?
I did initially. However, after that lengthy explanation of Dustin, I'm not so sure anymore. Anyway, we need to find out what this symbol is.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess it wasn't a bad idea to come here after all. Just as someone walks up to us.
Oh, hello.
Hey. Oh, he doesn't look like a nerd after all.
I'm Nathan Griffin. My boss said that you wanted to talk with me about Deshimar.
Yup.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you for coming down to speak with us.
You're welcome. So, how can I help?
We were told that you were friends with Deshi.
Yeah, he was a brilliant guy. I always enjoyed our chats.
Did he ever mention anything strange to you prior to his murder?
He scratches his head.
I don't know if you would count this as being suspicious per se,
But, yes.
a week ago, his wife lost their house key.
Could it be how he got it?
Oh, and another thing. He told me that his alarm system suddenly turned on by itself. This was 3 days ago, I believe.
Suzumi and I exchanged looks.
It's just like the police said.
Yeah, but maybe it was just a coincidence. We don't know for sure yet.
Did Deshi mention anything else?
Yeah. He asked for my opinion on the matter, and I simply told him that these things happen, you know. Electronics malfunction from time to time.
It seems that the perpetrator couldn't figure out a password for the alarm. The Phantom should be able to bypass that easily. This is so unlike him.
I also told him that for his own security, he should have it checked out. I added that I know a guy who is really good at security system stuff, and he can check out his system for him if he wants. He'll even change the door locks for him, too.
Suzumi and I are shocked to hear this new tidbit. According to our investigation, I believe Matsuo also spoke with a security guy before his murder. Do you think he's the same security system guy?
I don't know. Do you have this guy's business card?
No. I only have his phone number.
I see. May we have his phone number, please? We may need to ask him a few questions.
Sure. Give me a minute.
He takes out his phone and starts looking through his contact list.
Oh, here it is. Matthias Malu's home security system.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you.
Suzumi says the number to her
No
phone.
problem. Hey.
He suddenly looks
He'll
worried.
think he's the one who...
Let's not jump to any conclusions here, Griffin. Nevertheless, we can't rule out anyone at this point. We're to find out if Deshima did contact this guy.
I was only trying to help him.
His body slumps as he looks at the floor. Boy, this is pressed.
Don't blame yourself, Nathan. We don't know for sure that this is the guy. It could very well be someone else.
He attempts to smile.
Anyway, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Nathan.
Anytime. I'm happy to help.
Oh, show him the symbol, Suzumi. You have another copy of it, I hope.
Oh, right. Yes, I do. Have you ever seen anything like this before, Nathan?
He rotates the photo and studies it from different angles.
Don't know what it is. Sorry. Personally, I think it looks a bit like a microchip. It's the first time I've seen anything like this.
He holds it out to Suzumi.
Oh, keep it. Perhaps you can ask around. See if someone from your office recognizes it. We made the same request to your supervisor, too.
Oh, alright. If I find out anything, I'll contact you guys straight away.
Thank you.
Please do. Oh, here's our business card. Thank you again for your time.
You're welcome.
We leave the building and head back to Suzumi's car. So back to HQ?
Yeah, let's see if the others found anything.
Alright.
Why don't you give Mr. Malou a call and see if he knows Dashi?
Why should I be the one to do it?
Because I'm driving.
Yeah, that's a logical explanation, Suzumi. You're driving. Okay, what's his number? Suzumi hands me her phone.
Just use my phone.
Okay, did you put him under a specific name or something?
SS Mathis.
I dial the number. No answer. Yes? Finally. Oh, hi, is this Mr. Mathis from Home Security System? Yes, that's me. Can I help you? My name is Kazuki Koyama, and I'm a detective from Igrasil. We're currently investigating the murder of a man named Desmi Ma. Oh my! He was clearly shocked. What happened? He was found dead 2 days ago in his house. Oh my god. He seems really shocked to hear this. Did Deshima ever contact you to come check his security system? Yeah, 3 days ago. He asked me if I could drop by. He wants to have his security alarm checked and make sure it was working properly. Apparently he was also thinking of changing his door locks too for extra security. I see. So did you ever visit him? No, I'm currently out of town and won't be back until tomorrow. It's not this guy, man. He couldn't met since Matthias was out of town. But this means Deshi never changed his door locks. Or did he? Do you know if Deshi contacted other security companies besides yours? Did you recommend someone else to him? I don't think he did, because we scheduled an appointment for a checkup for when I return. Damn. Okay, thanks for the info. No problem.
How'd it go? You didn't sound very happy about it.
Deshima did contact Matthias, but Matthias is currently out of town. He'll be coming back tomorrow.
Well, that rules him out as a suspect then.
Definitely. Do you think the Phantom stole the house keys from his wife?
I don't know. It would be strange for him to break in the next day. Don't you think?
Let alone know the security pin for the house.
Wasn't he aware of the fact that they had an alarm system?
Unless...
Didn't know the password.
Yes. According to Akito, you have 30 seconds to input the password before the alarm goes off.
I'm aware of that. But this is the Phantom. Why would he not be able to figure out the password?
Yeah, good question.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
So, any news?
Yes, we managed to get some helpful information.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Good job, guys.
Cheers.
But
How'd you know there was a but?
because you don't look too happy about it, Kazuki.
Well, it's true that we managed to get some helpful tips. However, none of it provided a lead. In other words, we're not any closer to catching the Phantom, guys. Suzumi follows up my disgruntled comment by telling them the details about our investigation at iSoft and my phone conversation with Matthias Malu.
Oh god, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, talk about bad timing.
Yep.
Indeed. I wonder how things would have turned out if Deshimar changed his door locks in time.
Yeah, that is a question on which we'll probably never get an answer.
But still, just how did he get in? I mean, there was a security alarm, right? Obviously, he would need to enter in the password to avoid setting it off. How did he know the password?
Maybe he got it from Denshi's wife?
I doubt that. I mean, people don't just tell strangers the password to their home security system, you know?
Yeah.
True, but maybe she had the security code written in a notebook and stored away in her purse. Maybe it was in her wallet.
I don't know. We're to find out how, though.
Can't we just ask his wife directly?
Doing that is not going to help us in any way.
Why is that?
All we're going to learn is how he got inside, and that's something we've already figured out. So it's pointless to even ask. We should be focusing on figuring out what his goal is or what this symbol represents, because if the Phantom really is close to achieving his main objective, then we better hustle up here.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Kazuki's right. We should be pouring our efforts into figuring out the Phantom's objective, not wasting our time on measly matters.
Wow.
That reminds me. What do you guys think is the relation between knowledge and wisdom?
Oh yeah. Do you think it's the symbol for this case?
I don't know. To be honest, I think wisdom and knowledge share the same overall meaning. In a way, they're both sides of the same coin. However, I believe knowledge would be a fit for Decimar more.
I think so too. By the way, did you manage to find anything out, Aki?
I did a search in ancient civilization symbology, but I haven't been able to find anything yet. Sorry, Suzumi.
There's no need to be sorry, Aki. We all know that these things take time.
Yes.
There's something else. Are you able to find out if this symbol is linked to knowledge in any religion or country's culture for me?
Yeah, I can look into that. It might be easier too.
Great! We're counting on you, Aki.
Aki smiles happily back.
How are things on your end, Akito?
Well, I looked into various alchemy myths and legends about the Tree of Life and Immortality, but most of them don't go along.
You say most. Do you mean some of them have some reference?
I'm not sure if any myth like this exists.
That sucks.
Except for this one.
That sounds promising.
Yes, can you tell us about it?
It's a Chinese mythology. A Taoist story tells of a tree that produces a peach every 3,000 years. Whoever eats that peach will gain immortality. And you know what the most interesting part about all this is?
Yeah.
In the 1990s, some archaeologists actually discovered 3 bronze-colored trees in Sichuan, China. One of them was 4 meters tall. At the base was a dragon and a fruit hanging from the lower branches. At the top is a strange bird-like phoenix creature with claws.
Okay, and?
And, that's all I got.
That's it? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, I never said it would make sense. I just said it's interesting.
It is interesting, yeah.
Did you actually think a legend about immortality would have sense in there?
Of course not. I'm just a little disappointed, that's all.
Disappointed?
Yeah, by the story. There just happens to be this magical tree that bears some powerful peach. And all you have to do to gain immortality is just eat this peach and boom, the person becomes an immortal being. What This is not rubbish.
Oh, so it's not exciting enough for you? You needed more action, is it?
Exactly.
Oh, Kazuki.
Yeah.
Okay, I see your point, Kazuki. Still, after looking through this, it still doesn't explain why the Phantom killed those people.
Yeah, I don't think this myth has anything to do with the Phantom. Even if there is talk about Tree of Life and immortality in it.
I agree. It's probably like Akito said. Maybe no such myth or legend exists. It may be impossible to find, especially since we still lack some information on it.
I know it's probably not the best moment to ask this, but what do you think will happen once the Phantom accomplishes his goal? Or what do you think he's planning to do?
Yeah, we don't even want to think about that. Whatever it may be couldn't possibly be a good thing.
Anything could happen. I doubt the murders will stop once he achieves his goal, though.
Why do you say that? There have been several serial killers who stopped killing people, and they've never been caught.
I don't know. I just feel it.
It's a woman's intuition.
But what is his motive? What is his main goal?
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to be a mass murderer. The higher the body count and all that.
Nah, that can't be. It doesn't seem like something the Phantom would be after.
Jeez, first Suzumi and her woman's intuition kicks in, and now you? So what's your reason?
Me? I'm just a good detective.
This just isn't your day, big bro.
Yikes.
Why you?
Guys.
Yeah,
Please?
no fighting, please. Akito gives Aki a cold stare.
But anyway, what do you guys think it might be?
Perhaps the Phantom merely believes that something will happen?
Like, he'll become a god or something?
Really? By just killing 7 or 8 people?
Well, maybe he's doing some kind of sacrificial ritual.
Isn't that a little too simple? I mean, we're talking about becoming a god here.
Man, I can't believe we're actually discussing about all this nonsensical stuff.
Oh, that reminds me. Kaoru, did you find anything in your research?
Yes, I did. And I think that things can get a little more interesting from this point on.
I suppose that's a good sign.
More like complicated if you ask me. Yikes.
But before I begin, let me start with a little explanation about the Greek religion.
Oh, great.
Apotheosis is a term derived from the Greek term apotheon, which means to deify. It is the glorification of a subject to divine level. In theology, apotheosis refers to the idea that an individual has been raised to godlike status.
Gosh, that sounds awfully complex. We'll stare back at Carlo in
Put
silence.
it simply, there are certain ways an individual can become on the same stature as God. In other words, they've reached divination. Interestingly enough, the term itself in Latin literally means making divine.
Okay, that part makes
I
sense.
see. Do records of this only exist in Greek religion?
No, there are multiple records of this in other religions as well. It's been also recorded that normal people have achieved a godlike stature.
Wow.
So, you're saying that this godlike stature is similar to divinization in Christian theology?
Yes, exactly.
Meaning, the person achieves a level of divine grace, or they possess the spirit of a god.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Kaoru. Isn't that similar to the legend of Hercules?
Legend of Hercules.
Hercules completed 12 years of labor for King Eurystheus, known as the 12 Labors. Hercules became a great hero after that, and was deemed worthy of becoming a god by Zeus and the other Greek gods.
Yes, I was just about to bring up the subject of Hercules myself. He was considered to be a god only after achieving the 12 trials.
Interesting. Now, this has totally gotten my attention.
True, but isn't Hercules Zeus' son in the first place?
This makes a lot of sense.
In what way?
Well, the belief for most religions in the world is that people are created by God. Thus, we are his children, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, as God's children, we have tasks we need to fulfill in life.
Yeah.
Once we fulfill those given tasks, we are thus worthy of becoming a god or achieving godlike stature. The so-called divinization. It sort of makes sense in a way when you think along those lines.
Yeah. The first text said, I felt it was a pleasure which transcended human experience, to which we think he is talking about his murders. So perhaps these murders are what he would consider as his own personal trials that he must overcome in order to become a god?
I never thought of it that way. You've got a point there, Suzumi.
What's even more interesting about this is the fact that a lot of the ancient texts say that a human can actually become a god.
Really?
Interesting. Continue?
For example, in Hinduism, there are several stories about how the gods grow in fear of men, because men are too righteous, and therefore possess the right to become a god.
Yikes.
Another example is the Bishop of Alexandria, who said, "The Word was made flesh in order that we might be made gods." Also, according to the Bible, a man is made in the image and likeness of God, so we can interpret it as it is possible for man to become like God, to become deified, to become God by grace. Also, various Hindu and Buddhist rulers in the past have been treated as deities and gods. In the Ming Dynasty, there were numerous people who were deified into the Taoist pantheon, such as Guan Yu. He was called the Taoist god of war. And that's not all. I have a long list of examples. It's endless.
Yeah, I can see that.
Still, even with all the examples, we have yet to find one that correlates with the case.
Yeah, and luckily we'll find one. Eventually.
Yep.
We still have plenty of research to do.
Lots of exciting times ahead.
We also have to find out the true meaning behind the text and clues, too. Everything is so cryptic.
Everything's so cryptic and interesting.
Yeah.
The second text, for we are the temple of the living God. Could that be from one of the myths? And also, temple, I believe, is the key word here. Because I don't think all religions have temples, or they have a place that is a resemblance to a temple, but is not called a temple, whereas one or two may define it as a temple, as something that they would go as a place of worship or as a place of big importance. Is this something just anyone can achieve? Can a person really become a god just by completing 12 trials? But who the hell could know what those 12 trials are? 12 really heinous trials. There has to be some sort of a catch to it.
Anyhow, you all agree that the Phantom may be committing these murders, according to some myth, right?
Yeah, referred text. Sorry. Behold, the man has become like one of us. It probably means that he has become a god, or at least reached a level close to that. Though I don't think that is the case here. However, the text clearly states his desire to obtain immortality, so it could be that he's close to reaching that. But it could also just be one part of his plan. There may be more to it.
Hey, Kazuki.
Kazuki, are you still with us?
Hey! Earth to Kazuki! Hello!
Kazuki's completely in his own world right now.
Come on, Kazuki. I snapped out of my trace and noticed that everyone is staring at me. What?
Jeez, Kazuki.
Care to share your thoughts on the subject here?
Oh, I crossed my arms. I was analysing the texts, and I believe that the Phantom is murdering people according to the 12 labor trials in Hercules' legend. He seems to believe that doing so will allow him to become a god, or, in the least, achieve a godlike stature. I think that the second text is summarising that anyone could achieve such goal. However, I believe there is some kind of catch to it. As for the third text, well, I don't think he has reached his goal of becoming a god yet, but it certainly seems like he has completed one of the stages needs to becoming a god.
Well, that pretty much sums up our investigation so far.
Indeed.
But it still doesn't tell us anything new.
We need to figure out what those trials are.
There are a bunch of stuff we need to figure out. That much is obvious. Like, what do all these symbols mean? How are they connected to religion? Which religion is the Phantom basing his murders on in the trials? Which religion is he taking from?
Okay, I believe you made your point, Akito.
Yep.
I want you to team up with Kaoru for now. You two should continue to look for any information that has to do with ways to become a god.
Okie dokie.
Anything you can find. Perhaps if you were to include any rituals that involve killing, you'll be able to find something.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other ways to link the Phantom's actions, is there?
Unsure on that motto. Definitely. And I don't think he's doing anything sacred with these murders.
Yeah, I agree. It's much closer to an act of an evil cult.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
We all turn to look at Akito.
What if the Phantom is actually aiming to become a demon?
Man, you've got to be kidding me.
Now is not the time for jokes, Akito.
I'm joking.
Seriously.
Here's another brilliant idea for Akito.
Here's another senselessly thought out idea.
Hey! We're talking about becoming a god here. So there's also the possibility of the Phantom wanting to become a demon, right?
If a Phantom becomes a demon, we'll be sure to call Ghostbusters to eradicate him.
Haha! Very funny. For your information, the Ghostbusters catch ghosts, not demons.
What difference does it make? They're both unreal, right? They're both paranormal. And aren't ghosts similar to demons anyways?
Actually...
My point is, we shouldn't be wasting our time on debating either whether it's a ghost, demon, or god. We're dealing with a serial killer here. A real man in the flesh, not some mythical being or some rubbish like that.
We know that, Kazuki. We're just trying to figure out what the Phantom's plan and mindset is here.
Yes, what is the motive?
There are some serial killers out there who consider themselves to be demons.
Yep.
Or think that they were possessed by a demon or something. And that demon instructed them to kill people.
Yeah, most of them are just nuts or are locked away in prison. Moreover, they didn't plan things out like the Phantom. They were simply brutal, deranged killers, nothing more. Almost a dangerous there, but that's not far from it. Or not far from it at all, actually. The Phantom, on the other hand, has a goal in mind. He knows exactly what he's doing, down to the smallest detail.
Gosh, Kazuki, you sound like you admire the Phantom or something.
He doesn't admire the Phantom, but he's just impressed by his level of precision. What? No, I'm just saying that he isn't an ordinary killer.
I understand, but he's also human. And everyone eventually makes a mistake sooner or later.
Yep.
Sadly, we don't know how much time we have left before the Phantom reaches his goal. We don't even have a hint as to what will happen when that time comes either.
Yankees. She is right. And probably that was the reason why I was getting so mad at everything.
That's true.
We may not know what his plan is at the moment, but we should do everything we can to stop him, no matter what.
No matter the costs.
Yes.
Somehow this discussion gave us our spirits back. We're now more determined than ever. That was evident in everyone's faces as I look at each of them.
So, just as I said earlier, Akito and Kaoru will be doing research on ways to become a god. Aki will continue her work on those symbols, and Kazuki and I will pay Dashi's wife a visit. Perhaps we'll be able to discover a crucial detail or two.
What? Are you really visiting his wife? That seems like a waste of time if you ask me.
Must you complain about everything?
I'm not complaining, I'm stating a fact.
Right. What's your point?
I already said it. It's a waste of time.
I have no words. Anyway, there's another thing we need to check.
She ignored me, as usual. I wonder what time it is.
And what's that?
I told General Koya that we would like to look into the police officer's files, since we believe the Phantom may be linked to the police.
Oh, you're talking about checking out the officers who have appeared in the media, right?
Yes.
Oh, right. It's definitely worth checking out. How did General Koya respond to that?
He seemed okay with it.
Really?
Yes. He even told me that he's been thinking about doing the same thing too.
He wasn't against the idea at all?
Not at all.
He even agreed it was a good plan and it might be better this way.
Wow, really? That's unexpected.
Yes. In a way, it does make sense to leave it to us.
It makes perfect sense why he allowed it. The officer's wrath will be aimed at us instead of him.
I think Suzumi was thinking along the lines that the officers won't find out they're being investigated. Everything will be kept under wraps this way.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Really? We all look at you in disbelief. Sure you did. It's always exactly what you mean to say.
Anyway, I will print out copies of their work schedules for everyone. We'll see who was on duty the day each murder took place.
Yeah.
But there are only 3 suspects.
4 if you count General Koya.
And 6 if you guys were included.
Wow.
Why us?
Because you are guys.
Oh yeah, right.
He grins happily. Oh gosh.
If we do this in pairs, we'll be able to finish this quicker.
Yeah. Jeez, what are we? Preschoolers? Why do we have to work in pairs? No. It makes sense to work in pairs.
Just do as you're told, or else I'll make you sit in the corner and face the wall.
Besides, there is not enough people to work in pairs.
You should know better not to agitate the Lion King.
Wow.
You know,
Aki gazes around the table at all of us with a big smile on her face.
I know we are having a serious discussion here, and I'm sorry for going off topic here, but I really feel like we're one big family. And no matter what hardship comes our way in the future, we'll continue to handle it together. Nothing will deter our bond or our happiness. We're a team and nothing will ever change that.
I admit there are times when Aki leaves me speechless or annoyed, but I think she is one of the sweetest people I know. She has a special way of lifting people's spirits. I'm not going to tell her that though, and I'm sure everyone else thinks that. The smile on their faces affirms that. And I'm pretty sure I'm not grinning like an idiot like everyone else is. I'm cooler than that.
You said it, sis.
Let's do our best, everyone.
Yeah. Suzumi leaves to get printouts of those officers' work schedules. This could only mean that for the next few hours we'll be doing my favourite task ever, reviewing documents. I hate doing paperwork.
Okay, here you go, everyone. Aki and Akito look through the work schedule of Nagase Tesei, a 28-year-old police officer who was wounded during a bank robbery. Kaoru and I will look through Igrasil Studio's work schedule. He's a 31-year-old police officer who won the Utna driving contest.
And
lastly, Hiro Shitaru, a 32-year-old police officer who rescued an injured man in a car accident. For you, Kazuki.
Hey, didn't you say we're going to work in pairs on that?
Yes, but because I don't want you to feel like a preschooler, you're working on this alone. Isn't that great?
Well, this joke backfired, didn't it, Kazuki? Oh yeah, just amazing. 15 minutes later.
Check this out, big bro.
Hmm? Okay, what about it?
What do you think?
He's got a solid alibi. He went on duty with another officer that night.
Yeah, but maybe...
And look here. Apparently, he got hurt on duty and was later hospitalized for those injuries.
Oh, you're right. Well, I guess we can eliminate him from the list then.
Yup.
Okay, 1 down, 2 more to go.
Okay, we're done.
Ugh.
Shall we get something to eat?
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, how does hot wings and chips sound?
It sounds good.
Sounds excellent. So this is your plan all along? You chose the officer with the easiest schedule so he could finish quicker and run off to get food while the rest of us slave away at work, huh?
Hey, it's Suzumi who gave me it. It's not my fault.
Ugh, whatever. Anyway, be sure to get some food for me too. You betcha. Let's go, Aki.
Yay! See you soon, guys!
Yeah. Aki and Akito exit the room. And now we're left with these two ladies. I can't believe they didn't even offer me any help. Suzumi gives me a look of disbelief. Yes, just get on with it.
If I remember it correctly, you prefer to work alone, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's just, I mean, oh, I give up.
You asked for it.
Yup. Now I can't stop thinking about food. Thanks.
I know what you mean. I'm feeling quite famished myself.
Anyway, how's your end coming along?
Slow.
I know you don't like this, Kazuki, but it has to be done.
Exactly. There are some things in life we do not like doing, but it has to be done. Yeah, I know. Another 50 minutes later.
There's no alibi for this guy, so we probably will need to talk to him.
I think I found something here.
Really?
Yes. Have a look at this. He went on holiday around this period and came back the day that one of the murders occurred.
Yeah, which means he could be the guy, right?
Yes, but there's something else. If you look here, you'll see that he left town for a police driving competition upon his return that is held in a different town.
Well, he's an excellent driver, right? So maybe he just did a quick tour and came back sooner than expected.
That's possible.
But it's a police driving competition. And it's held at the police station, so don't you think it would be really suspicious that a police car was somewhere near the murder scene? Besides, we would know about it.
Well, maybe he was using his own car.
Well, all we have to do is give them a call and check it.
That's true.
Okay, I'll make the call right now.
Karu runs to the office to make the call.
Well, Kazuki, looks like you're halfway there.
She gives me a smirk. You should be thanking me. I needed you with yours. Okay.
I guess so.
You guess so?
Okay, you helped. Just a bit.
Ugh.
But that doesn't mean I'm obligated to help you in return.
Oh, that's harsh.
Oh, I'm not falling for it, Kazuki.
Oh well, it was worth a try. I smirk back at her and then resume to my work. Suzumi raises from her chair and walks over to the window.
I wonder what's taking them so long. Jeez.
Hey, guess what, you two?
Yeah? Let me guess. Nobody saw anything. Or maybe no one knows about whether he used his car or not. Oh, the surveillance cameras at the station weren't working that day.
No, nothing like that. Ichiro didn't use his car that day. He drove there in a police car.
Oh?
Kazuki.
What? Those kind of things happen all the time.
Yeah, they sure do.
Anyway, this means that Ikaro can be crossed out.
Yes, and the last one is...
They both turn to look at me. Great. Another few minutes later.
Oh, we're back with the food, guys.
Finally! Starving.
Aw.
So how's it coming along?
Our suspect also has a solid alibi.
Oh, so that means we're down to one suspect. Nice. How's it going, Kazuki?
I gave Akito an irritated look in response. Don't say anything.
Oh, come on. Don't be grumpy. I got you your food.
I only gave him a slight glance. I still have work to do and I need to focus.
Okay, let's eat.
Yeah. Enjoy your meal, everyone.
Here's your food, Kazuki.
Thanks. I'll put the food aside so I can concentrate on my work. Howard doesn't have any night shifts. He was on duty during any of the days that the murders occurred either. Is he the one? I looked through the last page. Well, there isn't any indication that he isn't the guy. And according to the documents, he's currently on vacation. Interesting. I lift my gaze from the paper and see that they're all munching on their food. So much for family. They didn't even bother to wait for me.
Hey,
I didn't realise that Akito was sitting next to me the whole time.
hurry up and get your food before it gets cold. So, did you find something? Is he the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to eat your food, or yeah, you found something?
I smoke him and reach my food.
Please.
Yeah, I'm done. So, back to Hara. I believe we'll manage to investigate. I believe we'll need to investigate him. He wasn't on duty the day the murders occurred, so maybe he'll be the one.
Oh, so we finally have a suspect.
But we must not jump to any conclusions yet.
Yeah.
One thing's for sure, though. We'll need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. What should we ask him?
I don't know. You figure something out.
Huh? Me? Why me?
Because you're serving as our informant for the police.
Yep.
This responsibility would, of course, go to you.
Aww, she smiles pleasantly at Akito.
But I'm supposed to help Kato with looking up the ways to become a god, remember?
You can do that afterwards.
Yikes.
You're always giving me the dull work.
That's not true. Would you rather be stuck with bathroom duty then?
Oh, big bro, you better stop complaining.
Yup.
Don't laugh, sis. You're coming with me.
What did you say?
You know how to make people talk. Plus, I'm sure you wouldn't mind helping your dear older brother out now. It's all for the sake of catching the Phantom, sis. Sacrifices have to be made.
Hey!
Akito has a point there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yep. A big victorious smile spread across Akito's face.
I love you, sis.
I hate you so much, big bro.
We all burst into laughter then. It's nice to see that a sibling bond is as strong as ever.
Okay, guys. The suspects have been narrowed down, so that's all taken care of. The meeting's adjourned. I will see you all tomorrow.
Nice to hear.
Kazuki, I trust you'll be on time tomorrow?
Sure, of course, I'm always on time.
Good. Bye.
And so we all head home. The girl from the cemetery, I completely forgot to find out who she is. She said that Lee was her uncle, but from what we know, Lee Jean didn't have any family or relatives. That could only mean she is not from our country. I wonder if she knows anything about Lee's work, why he was targeted. Maybe not a blood-related uncle, but kind of like an uncle-related figure. There's a possibility she does know something. Never overlook anything, right? I don't know if she'll tell us. She seems like she harbours an intense hate for the police and any government officers from our last talk. But curiosity is really killing me. Schnorry time. Another wonderful day. Oh, blowiness. Ugh. I stretch out my arms and legs. I feel a little numb, and so I didn't bother to get up. Seeing how my phone alarm did not go off yet, I assume it's still quite early, so no need to rush things. Well, I could eat something. I get up and head into the kitchen to make breakfast. What should I eat today? Did I forget to do something? What is it? I'll probably remember it later. I need to eat my breakfast. I sit down at the kitchen table and start enjoying my breakfast. Wait a minute. My eyes dart back to the microwave. It's 8:50 a.m. Oh my goodness sakes. Jeez, Suzumi's going. I can see my breakfast at a lightning speed. Then I hurry off to get dressed. I'm not going to make it. What should I do? Yeah, I think we'll leave this in the next time, folks. But I think if we're going to call Suzumi, then she'll just know that we're going to be late anyways. But we'll find out, answer out the next time. So thank you so much for watching, guys. And we'll see each other the next time of Bloody Chronicles. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.